Spirituality and mental health, two important things in our lives. But how do we know the difference between a genuine spiritual experience, a spiritual waking, or spiritual psychosis? And there's various different forms of the mental health aspect. And a lot of people question themselves when they first go through a spiritual experience as genuine or in a spiritual awakening. Is this real? Am I losing my mind? Am I experiencing the things that I'm experiencing, and are they true? Or is my mental health suffering? Am I manifesting something that isn't there? Is it a hallucination? Is it a voice I'm hearing that doesn't exist? Let's dig into a bit of this because it matters. A spiritual awakening and connection is a transformative and very profound experience. Many of these are genuine. Most of them are a genuine awakening, where we feel a sudden attachment, a draw to a spiritual path, and we experience new things, new feelings, new communication methods through journeying, through meditation, through dream work that are very valid and very real. But there are other times when we're looking at a mental health aspect where losing touch with reality is a thing. And there's no shame in that, because mental health affects everyone at some point in their lives, at one way or the other. Compassion and understanding and education is key, along with getting assistance when required. If someone is having an experience that they believe is spiritual for them, where they feel that a deity has appeared to them in their bedroom or their living room and sat down and had a face-to-face conversation with them and told them to do something on their behalf, that's not a spiritual awakening. That's not a genuine spiritual experience. That is known as spiritual psychosis. If someone tells you they're the embodiment of a deity or of a god from any religion or spirituality whatsoever, that's a problem. That's not a genuine spiritual experience. That's a spiritual psychosis. Now, why am I saying this? What authority do I have? Well, when somebody's teaching you your spirituality, it's good to know that maybe someone on that group of teachers has a psychiatry degree and license, so that they can help you distinguish between what's a genuine experience and something that might be related to mental health, so that you can seek the assistance that's important for you. No one's there to diagnose you, but it's unethical for a spiritual teacher or advisor to take someone who is struggling mentally down a path of spiritual awakening that could cause them more trauma. And these traumas come from many different things. Maybe they've had a loss in their life recently, or they're struggling. Life's been too hard. We've all been there where life's been way too hard, or we've suffered a loss of a loved one or a pet that was close to us that brought us down so low that we thought we couldn't climb back out. And then sometimes those people have a spiritual experience that isn't exactly genuine, because it's out of that deep depression and that sadness and mental health that matters, because we're all human. We are all going to experience a loss. We're all going to experience a struggle. How do we keep that separate from our genuine spiritual awakening and experiences? Well, part of that is discernment, knowing whether or not what you're doing is real for you, or whether it is the average, the norm, what is experienced in spiritual awakenings. And good practitioners will help guide you through this. You don't have to do it alone. If you've got questions, you can reach out and ask these good practitioners who will help you ethically and morally. But there's also mental health treatment that you can seek if you think it's beyond spiritual. If you're hearing constant voices, if you're hallucinating, if you believe a being of cosmological importance is inhabiting your body and you have become the embodiment of them on earth, that's a problem. That's something you need to look into. And there are many different ways you can do this. There are hotlines that you can call. You can speak to your primary care physician. You can seek that professional assistance. And if you're struggling to know whether you're having those differences in a spiritual awakening, a genuine spiritual experience, or psychosis, you can also reach out to some of the good spiritual teachers that are out there who offer classes and do have someone on their team of educators who is a psychiatrist, because that's important, or a psychologist, that's important. But it's also a great book I'd like to recommend for some people. You might want to just read on your own. Maybe it gives you some peace of mind. Maybe it gives you a bit of clarity. Maybe it signposts a service for you. There's a book that's widely available. You can download it from about anywhere, by Dr. Stephanie L. Shaki, and I'm going to spell the last name, E-L-Chkieh. She wrote a wonderful book on her own spiritual awakening, where she questioned herself and her sanity on whether she was having a mental health experience or a genuine spiritual one, and how she went down the path of research and psychology and psychiatry along with spirituality to find that balance, to find what was real for her, the things that were wisdom questioned and looked at from a discernment point of view. She's got a great book out there. I suggest if you want to look at that, take a peek. Remember, the real difference between a spiritual experience and spiritual psychosis is the level of distress or lack of routine or disruption in one's daily life that makes the difference. If you have an ease of flow and you're footed well in reality and you're having a good spiritual experience, that's a genuine awakening or spiritual experience. But if it's dominating your daily world, if it's transforming your reality, if you're losing touch with reality, if you believe you're an embodiment of a deity or a being of cosmological importance here on earth, if you think they're talking to you and telling you things that you should do on their behalf, that's time for you to take a look a bit deeper. There is no shame in the game of reaching out and asking people for help. That's what we're here for, the human experience. It's not always going to be easy for us, not for anyone. Again, compassion is key. I wish you all blessings. From Realm of Runes, Nesty Recon, and the Mad Realm.